home actually, just sitting here enjoying some bulletproof coffee and thinking about squats and trying to think about a system to implement to help some of our athletes become more efficient at their squat pattern, particularly wall balls. So I know that a lot of times we'll put a workout in there and it will have maybe what we might consider higher rep wall balls, maybe sets of 15, maybe sets of 20. And what ends up happening a lot of times, I think, is people get it in their heads that they just got to move really, really fast and they just got to keep moving. And so what I saw yesterday was a lot of athletes really cutting their depth short on their wall balls. So their squats essentially were quarter depth squats. Now I realize that some athletes might have some orthopedic issues or some pain. So we're going to set that aside and we're not going to talk about that as an issue because that's something completely separate. What we want to talk about right now is just what happens when you do a workout where all of your squats are suboptimal. And by suboptimal, I mean that they're not to depth. Maybe you have a little bit of rounding in your back. Maybe your knees aren't tracking how they're supposed to track. Maybe your heels are coming slightly off the floor. So there's a lot of things that can make them a squat suboptimal. And ultimately what happens when you're doing this is the brain and the nervous system, it will take about 300 reps to learn a pattern or to learn a habit. And so it doesn't matter if it's wall balls or a golf swing. Okay, 300 reps and your body is pretty much decided this is how it wants to do something. And so once it's learned that, it becomes a little more difficult to unlearn it because you're going to need another 300 reps, but you're going to need another 300 reps in the correct pattern. So ultimately what we want is we want to kind of abide by this rule. Quality first, consistency second, and then intensity third. Okay, I know people kind of come into the gym and they want that intensity right away, and some people can handle it, right? Some people have naturally good movement patterns, and some people clearly don't. So if you are constantly getting cues to keep your chest up, to get your hips lower, to drive your knees out, all those different things are an indication that something isn't quite optimal. So as coaches, we're not just cueing these things just to be saying things, right? We're going to say these because we see an issue that needs to be addressed. And sometimes the cue fixes it. Hey, drive your knees out. They drive the knees out, and it's fine. But sometimes the cue just isn't settling in, or they're not understanding it, or something's going on. So with this athlete, we need to find a system to be able to get them to demonstrate that they can do this properly. And a lot of times it's the athlete needs to really understand that three-stage progression. Quality is going to be first and foremost. We need to make sure that it is as quality as that athlete is capable. Then we need to get consistent with that quality. Okay, so now we've demonstrated that we can do a perfect wall ball. Now can we be consistent and do that for 10 reps? Then, once we've established that, then we can layer on the intensity. Okay, how fast can you do those 10 reps? Can you do those 10 reps and then follow it up with fast burpees and then get right back on the wall and do 10 more reps? So if you can kind of abide by that rule, you are going to progress faster and there is less chance of kind of stalling out and hitting a plateau, and certainly less of a chance of getting those knick-knack injuries, sore knees, sore backs, all those kinds of things. So we're going to start to implement a little bit of a system where everyone's going to be kind of graded on their squat pattern for sure. And there's other movement patterns that, are sometimes less than ideal. But I think that the squat pattern is kind of the one that gets abused the most and is probably ultimately the most important. So the grading system will be something everyone can relate with. An A being good, or about as good as it can get. A C being average. So obviously we want to be above average, so we want to raise that C to an A. And then an F just being a fail. So the way I look at it, if you have an F and I see your movement pattern and I look at it and I say, would I be comfortable with this person doing 100 of those in a row? without fear of them hurting something or really developing a really bad habit. Is this person doing something that I'd allow them to do 100 reps? Absolutely not. That's an F. Probably not. That's still an F. If it's, yeah, I'd probably let them do it 100 times because I don't think it's going to have any super negative consequences, but it's not ideal, maybe that's a C. Maybe that's an average. And again, we still want to get those to A's. So ultimately what we want is we want everybody to have an A score. And we can also relate this to kind of the stoplight. So red would be F. That means stop. Don't do it anymore until it's right. Yellow would be caution. You may proceed. However, we want to be cautious. We want to kind of make sure we're still looking at some stuff. And then green obviously is go. You're good to go with that. So we will start to implement this. So be looking forward to seeing some stuff on that. But for now, enjoy your morning.